Welcome everybody to episode 17 of the Take Aim Gamescast. I'm your host Scott Mills, the Microsoft / PC expert. And I'm joined on my left by Brett Wolf, the PlayStation expert.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
And I'm joined on my right by the little bit of everything knower and the Nintendo expert, Eric King.
Hey, how you
the
guys
newsman.
doing? Yeah, thank you, but not newsman this week.
Yes,
we didn't keep track too much of the news, being kind of busy this week.
Yeah, we had a very busy week this week that we'll get into.
Yep, that's right. We survived Boston, and we made it back from Pax East. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was very cool. That was our first time of all three of us going to a convention like that. So the base conventions. Yeah, we went to the Arnold Classic before, but the video game convention, and in the United States there's kind of like four big ones: E3, and then PAX East, South, and West. So we went to PAX East. Obviously, we've been talking about that for a couple months now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we wanted to welcome everybody. So we had a little bit of success with our t-shirts. We had 4 new subscribers. I hope that some of those new subscribers are watching this video now, and we'll talk about all of the great things we saw at PAX East. And I think it was a great time. I think we all had fun there. We definitely learned some things if we ever want to go back, like how to spend our time better.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
we were not exactly very efficient with our time.
No, we were kind of like, I kind of felt like overwhelmed just by like how much there actually was, and I think we missed out on a couple of cool little events that were going on because we were so focused on the show floor, and then we were just kind of like not able to stand in line too long because we only had a 1-day pass. We're trying to do as much as we could.
Yeah, we walked in and we just kept skipping lines.
Yeah.
We're like, let's go. Let's
yeah,
walk in.
It's kind of like an amusement
Somebody else
park
walks
on a
Yeah, that
busy
was
day, like where you have these lines for rides where you have to wait like an hour or so, and you're just like, we want to do these other rides first,
thank you to our new subscribers that subscribe to our channel. Check us out. We have a Gamescast every week. Scott has his regular streaming days of Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock. And you're currently working through Devil May Cry 5.
That's right.
So, we do a lot of streaming and Gamescasts, and hopefully you guys will watch this and kind of get how things are kind of run. But thank you.
Yes, that is awesome. Before we jump any more into PAX East, I had one bit of PC gaming news that I saw this week that I thought was kind of cool, and I know a couple of our viewers like Good Old Games, the site, which is GOG.com. So the last couple weeks, like a couple weeks ago, and I don't think I brought this up before, but they finally have a deal with Blizzard, and they brought the original Diablo game to Good Old Games where you can download it. I think it was like $10. And that was pretty cool, and it said more Blizzard games to come. Well, this week they announced they're bringing the original Warcraft and Warcraft 2 RTS games to Good Old Games as well.
Okay.
And I believe the bundle for those two is $15. Or you can get them individually. I think that like Warcraft 2 is $10 and the original one is $5. So if you're into the old style games and you kind of want to see the origins of Warcraft, I think that's pretty cool. I never played the first 2 Warcraft games, so I think I will probably try to look at getting that sometime. So
Okay, cool.
to try those out, because I played Warcraft 3, but I didn't play the first 2.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. But yeah, that was about the only. I don't know if you guys saw any news that you.
Another pretty big story was that Sega Genesis Mini.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
But I think that was like $80 for that thing, and I don't know if that interests you guys at all for $80.
I mean, I had a Sega Genesis when I was growing up, along with my Nintendo 64, and I played like some of the games that were mentioned. 2 big games that stood out to me were Sonic the Hedgehog and Echo the Dolphin. were two games I played when I was younger. I didn't get far in both of them because I just wasn't skilled enough to get past. Because Echo is a really hard game for people who are like kids. You get lost really easily. It doesn't handheld you when it comes to like the controls and where you need to go. But I know the story's kind of like fucked up. It's like a weird like alien story or whatever. And then obviously Sonic the Hedgehog. That's a big video game character and.
Those original 2 or 3 Sonic games for the Sega Genesis were classics, in my opinion. I mean, I had a Sega Genesis too, me and my brother, and I think those the first 2 Sonic games at least were probably 2 of our most played Sega Genesis games that we played. Like we all playing those games.
Might have been the first game I ever played was a Sonic game, so it'd be cool.
Yeah, what was the first? What's like the first like main like. The Sonic the Hedgehog like level that everybody knows. Was it called a Green Hill Zone or Green Top Zone?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I always remember that one.
Yeah, I think in the original Sonic that it was that.
And then that arcadey area.
In Sonic 2 it was called the Emerald Hill Zone, but they were both pretty similar, the first zone.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they announced 10 different games, so, I mean, Castlevania Bloodlines, I'm sure, I don't think I played that, but then like 7 others. I'm not going to go through the whole list here, but they said 40 games are coming in total.
40?
Yeah. 40.
Wow.
So I'm sure you'll see like Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, all those other good games that they had back on the Sega days. So. And just a bunch of random ones. I don't know, like every fucking Sega game.
There was like an NBA game that I played where it was like 2v2. I remember I was always like, do you remember that? It's kind of like.
Was it NBA Jam? Or was it we had the college version of it.
I don't think it was. I just remember like you had like these guys with like big heads. And like small bodies and like you could like make characters and stuff and have like a character like.
I don't think I had any NBA games for my Sega.
It could have been NBA Jam. It could have been. I'm not sure like if there was like a year attached to it, whatever. But I do remember playing that game for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it's. Maybe I'll pick it up if it's like on sale or whatever. But I don't know if.
$8 seems pretty steep to me, but I don't know.
I mean, it looks like the offering of the games are better than at least a PlayStation Classic.
It's like a actual system, like a console type system.
Do you think the games are better than the PlayStation Mini one?
Yeah. Because if I want to play Final Fantasy VII, which is the biggest game that was on that system, why would I just play the PS4 port on my PlayStation 4?
You're making that argument, but I don't think the games were necessarily better. Plus they already have like Sega systems out.
Yeah, on Steam you can get Sega Genesis Classics too. You can get through that too. So.
Well, I guess if you don't have really play on PC, I guess this might be for you. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if there's 40 games on it, that's like $2 a game.
Yeah.
So I mean.
I guess if you have like
you're into those old games, then it's not.
Yeah, if you have like nostalgia, like really hard nostalgia for a Sega Genesis, I guess that is up your alley then. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't mind just playing Echo the Dolphin again and seeing how fucked up that game is, but I mean that'd be cool.
One other thing in news this week was Bethesda unfortunately announced that they're not going to be showing Elder Scrolls or Starfield at E3, which I think pretty much everyone expected. So.
Yeah. Yes.
So, go ahead.
So this is getting into the Pax East stuff because this was announced at PAX.
Yeah.
And crazy enough, it was announced on the day we were there. I don't even think that we realized that Todd Howard, Bethesda, had a panel going on that day. We were so busy with stuff.
So he was actually there at PAX?
Yeah,
he had like a panel.
Damn!
Yeah.
How did we miss that?
I know.
Scott, you were a scheduler!
I don't even know how we missed that.
Damn it.
So I was like, oh man, that kind of stuff.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Like, Scott, me and you had a conversation yesterday about it. You said you were kind of like disappointed because you kind of wanted to see our trailer for it. But then like my argument was like, well, you already got like a teaser for it. We know that it's being worked on. How far? How much? I mean, I think we're all assuming that Starfield's going to come out first. I think even Todd Howard said Starfield's going to come out first. So
I think my thoughts are pretty much similar to yours. Like even Bethesda, they don't usually show games until like 6 months in advance.
Like, do we even need to see it? Like, we know that it's being worked on.
Know it's gonna be,
do we need to see another teaser trailer with the logo?
Save it for like fucking 6 months before.
Yeah,
I don't want to be getting like super hyped up and then
like a main character or something, or some clue as to what, like a storyline or something to the game.
Well, that would be like in like an actual, like, I guess, trailer.
Like, it doesn't have to be a gameplay trailer, but like just some inkling of a more.
But like, I think that game is so far out.
Yeah,
like so.
It's still a couple years.
2021.
But just to keep people like, hey, we're doing stuff, just like something new, just for people to get hyped about and to keep the hype level.
They're gonna be hyped regardless.
Yeah. Rewind. You said at least 2021. Now, when I told you that last year.
Oh, here we go. Put words in my mouth again.
I remember we were going to Arby's and we were talking about Elder Scrolls 6, and I said I don't think that game's gonna be coming out until at least 2022.
You're already giving misinformation.
And you said
we were at Burger King.
2020.
We were at Burger King first of all, so you're already giving misinformation. So obviously we can't trust your information here.
Oh, dude, do not do this to me on live stream, dude. Don't do it. You said. Probably around 2020. I'm like, there's no way.
No, I did not say.
I'm like, there's no way.
I said 2020, maybe 2021. You're like, it's not at least 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, and then I think I'm actually more excited right now about Starfield, honestly, because I'm into like sci-fi space type games, and to know that they're making a brand new IP.
Be safe driving home.
Like, that's gonna be a big open world space RPG, I guess.
Talking about Starfield?
I'm over.
I'm kind of excited.
I'm over the whole space thing. I mean, I guess if it's like a space exploration game and maybe you can explore a little. I don't really know anything about Starfield.
No, it's gonna be like Scott said. We don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
We just heard like rumors about it until we saw that title screen of Starfield. But like Scott said, it's like a space RPG game.
Yeah.
We don't know anything else about it. Not that I've read.
Yeah.
So, but Todd Howard did say that game is coming out first. I don't think those games are coming out. Starfield.
You think it'll be next year?
I feel like they're both huge.
No, not next year.
For Starfield.
I could have swore he mentioned that they plan for this to be at current gen. That doesn't mean they could probably do like a cross-gen release and have it on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Scarlet, whatever.
Next gen's probably coming out
next year.
Yeah. So I mean, if you don't think it's coming out till 2021, I don't know if it's gonna be on this gen.
Starfield?
Yeah.
Well, look at Destiny. Destiny came out in 2014 and it released on PS3 and Xbox 360, and the consoles were already out for a whole year before that even came out. So,
well,
like
it seems
10
like
months, but
both these games are gonna be like huge projects. It seems like, so especially Elder Scrolls.
I mean, well, do we even trust Bethesda Game Studios to, after the whole mess of Fallout 76?
Yeah, that's like a different thing because that's stupid ass fucking online shit. I trust them on their single player stuff. They've never let me down like a single player game.
Well, they've only worked on, really Fallout and what's up they worked on? Elder Scrolls.
You're talking the actual.
I'm talking about game studios, but that's a game studios, not the publisher. They're two different things.
Right.
So they just need to stick with single player games, and I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic about Starfield. I mean, Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, they know the recipe to success on that.
Yeah.
Allow mods, allow people to have fun with the game, explore.
Oh yeah, but in the meantime, they did announce the early access for the Elder Scrolls Blades mobile game, and I downloaded that real quick. Like, if you download it, you get to do like one little combat scene where you're swiping around. And as soon as you beat that, it just goes to a screen that says, thanks for downloading the game. If you're selected to gain access to early access, then you'll get a notification. And that's it. So you get like one battle. So if you guys want to, you can download that. You can do that first battle, and you'll be, I guess, registered for the early access closed beta that they're doing right now.
Yeah, maybe I'll download it. I mean, I'm not a big mobile person, but I mean, hell, it's free, right?
Yeah.
And you said that you were kind of like looking forward to that, right?
Yeah,
you don't want to tell me
interesting to see it.
All right.
I did read one review of a person who has the early access to it. There was a site that had it. And the review that they gave, this is really early impressions, is that it's like super fluid, very well made, very well polished, and the combat's super fun. It feels a lot like an Elder Scrolls game. It's not an open world exploration, like you have a main city. The city is burned down, and basically your goal is you're building up the city. So you're exploring dungeons, you're killing bosses, you're getting treasure chests, and then you're using all the loot that you get to help build the city back up.
Okay.
So it's like it's their simple like mobile standard mobile type systems to keep you interested in it. But the one thing that might throw people off are the treasure chests that you get from looting the dungeons are timed to open. So if you get a treasure chest, you have to wait so much time before you can open the chest. So that's kind of their money scheme thing, where you can you can spend coins to open the chest faster, and to give progress faster. And I guess there is supposed to be PvP elements, but that's not available yet, so they couldn't really say anything on that.
Okay.
So that's the news on that.
Alright, so do you want to get into
Pax?
Yeah, so there was one other little news story that broke during PAX East. For anybody that's a fan of the Jackbox party games, the developer behind that did announce that they are doing Jackbox Party Pack 6 coming this fall. And the highlight game for that is they're doing a sequel to Trivia Murder Party. So they're doing Trivia Murder Party 2, which, if you don't know that game, the Jackbox Party Packs are games that you can play when you have like a party, like they're like family games that you can do. And it's cool. You get online, you enter in the room code for the game on your cell phones, and everybody's playing the cell phone game. What's it?
Eric just had an accident.
Oh.
He
I can't believe you didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that?
I was talking.
Okay, go ahead, Scott.
Okay, and so yeah, it's cool. So you can get everybody involved playing these, and each game has a different topic. The Trivia Murder Party, it's trivia, and then your characters in the game, if you miss questions, like it'll like die. They're like real ragdoll characters, and you'll die off, and the last person standing at the end wins. So
okay.
All right.
Games like that.
And one last thing before we go into PAX East,
Okay.
we had the games announced for PS Plus. Yeah. April's games are going to be The Surge and Conan Exiles.
Yeah, I never played those. Just really quick. For people that like Dark Souls games, the Surge is kind of like a Dark Souls game. It's like the same like if you die, you gotta go chase your whatever your back, but it's kind of like a Dark Souls like type of game. Don't know too much about it, but I know Jared enjoyed it and he recommended it for anybody who likes Soulsborne games. But yeah, never played Conan Exiles though.
And then Xbox, they had I forget what the ones for the Xbox One were. Trying to find them here real quick, but anyways, they had Battlefront 2, original one for Xbox 360. That was one of their games. It's the only one I'm really excited for.
Wasn't the Battlefront 2 originally on the Xbox?
Yeah, and then it got moved over. Like they brought it over to 360, so now.
So the Xbox 360 one is.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. I think it's the original Xbox.
So it's not like remastered or anything. It was okay.
So, and then they had here it is. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. That's the other 360 game. And Outcast and Technomancer. I know nothing about either of those.
I've heard of Technomancer. It's been on sale quite a bit on the PlayStation Store. I'm not really familiar with it, but
okay, that's it for the news for the week. So
okay, cool. So PAX East. I guess we'll just start off with each of us can go over a game that we played.
Can we copy each other's games? Preferably not.
Yeah, preferably not. Like, we'll start with the games that...
Do you want me to start first?
Nobody
Start with your Xbox.
I always start first.
So the
Start
first
with your Xbox games.
Yeah, the first games that we did when we first entered
well,
into
I
Pax East.
thought we were going to jump to any game we wanted to.
Well, no, because I didn't play...
The lines...
as you guys,
Yeah, the lines were not as big on the Xbox, so we started off with those. The Xbox line, it had like 5 or 6 different indie games that you could play, and they also had an Xbox Game Pass. The
Xbox
14-day trial you could get for free for the Xbox Game Pass.
The Xbox section kind of pissed me off because when I walked up, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play the Outer Wilds," and the guy's like, "Oh, well, that's gonna be like a half-hour wait." So I'm like, "Oh, well, I'll go for this whatever the other one was," and Scott's like, "I'll do Outer Wilds." And he was the first one to get out. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, right up there.
So then I just ended up not playing anything because I'm like, I'm not gonna stand here waiting for like this random game.
So let's do this. Since you have like the kind of a list of what you have written down,
Yeah.
how about you just say what it is, and then whoever played it will say something about it.
Okay. Afterparty. This was a game developed by Night School Studio.
I played that game. I think it's called Afterparty XXX.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of like it's an indie game where you are some characters who are in hell, and the demo I played was when you were kind of like in a bar and with a bunch of different characters, like, you know, with some like funny dialogue going back and forth. It's kind of like not really a combat focused game that I've seen. It was more just like a story game,
Side-scrolling.
like a side-scrolling, narrative-driven story game, and the dialogue was pretty funny. I actually thought it was actually pretty clever. They had a Browns joke, so we live in Cleveland, so they made a joke about like it's 2036 and the Browns still haven't won the Super Bowl.
Joke's gonna be on you guys, though, suckers.
Something about the Browns is pretty much a joke about the Browns being bad for such a long time, and then they made a joke about the Buffalo Bills too. And in one part, we were playing beer pong, and we were kind of like drinking, getting drunk, and whatever. So it seemed like a fun like indie game that people can try out. That's more story focused with different dialogue choices. So
okay, yeah, looked kind of cool. So maybe check that out. I think all these games are coming to Xbox Game Pass as well.
I think the developer of that game made Oxenfree.
Okay.
That's a
game. They did. I looked that up earlier.
Yeah, they did say that these games are all coming to Xbox Game Pass the day that they release.
Yeah.
So.
They were all indie games, right? So,
yes.
Okay. And then Scott played Outer Wilds, made by Annapurna Interactive.
Yeah. So originally, when I saw the font for like when we were way back, and I saw the Xbox panel, it looked like it said the Outer Worlds, and I was like, I get to play the Outer Worlds! I'm so excited! And then like we got up close there, and I'm like, oh, that's the Outer Wilds. But I got into and you start playing this game, you wake up and you're on this planet with a bunch of aliens, and they started out like you're by this campfire, there's this alien you can talk to, and then you can start like roasting a marshmallow, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then you just start walking around, and you can talk to all these different aliens, and they keep telling you, "Oh, you're so excited for your launch to outer space! Like it's launch day." And originally, when you start off, you can't find these launch codes, and but as you're exploring, you're starting to figure out a little bit more information from the different characters. But there's all these things that you can do to get sidetracked. Like there's these alien kids, and you can like play hide and seek with them. And
that's weird.
So I played hide and seek with them. I found these like alien kids, and then they give you another little tidbit of information. There's like these like drones that you can send out and take pictures of the planet. And like this one alien's like, oh, we've got this part that we need you to find. Use this drone to find the part for us. And so you have to like take the pictures to find the drone, and then you slowly are getting more information. But then 22 minutes into the game, all of a sudden your screen just starts going black, and your character, it just says you are dead. And so I was like, oh, that must just be the end of the demo, or they didn't want me to play anymore. But like when I was talking to the Xbox Game Pass people afterwards, they're like, No, that's actually a thing in the game. Your character actually dies every 22 minutes. There's nothing you can do about it. So I guess the point of the game is that you're repeating the same day like over and over again. So as you're finding out more information, you kind of know what to do, and you can kind of speed run towards what you need to do. And I guess then at the end of the day, you can complete the game in like 22 minutes.
Well, genre-wise, can you describe really quickly? Is it a first-person shooter? Is it sci-fi?
It seems like it's just like a adventure, like a story-based exploration game. It is first person. Okay. First person, you're just exploring this planet basically.
Okay. And then one last little game we played was Deceive Incorporated. All four of us, Dominic included, played this game. And that was just like an FPS game where you played online with, I don't know how many people you're allowed to play with.
I think we had 5.
There was 5 of us. But
there's only 5 computers set up, so we're not sure if you're going to have more.
But this game seemed like it was kind of early in development.
Yes, it did.
Because I was talking to, I guess, maybe one of the developers for it. I don't know if it was a developer or if it was just someone working for them or what, but she was telling me all about the game, and she said it's only come to PC as of now, and it's a ways out, like she said 2021 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, it looked very early in development.
She didn't sound even real sure of that, but basically you played and you grabbed this intel to kind of open up other rooms and get yourself ammo. And you basically were trying to get to some extraction. I wasn't really sure.
Like each player's like a spy, and I think you're trying to figure out who like the other spies are, and you're trying to
kill them
before they get away.
Yeah, because you like pick up like different disguises and stuff, and you had to find intel. Yeah, I think if you found enough intel, you can like leave or get.
Then you had to find cards to get into these other rooms.
The concept seemed kind of cool, but
it still seemed very early.
Yeah, early on, so we were confused on we didn't really know what we were doing.
Very early impression of that game. Yeah, that looked like it might have been an alpha at the best. You know what I'm saying? Probably an alpha build.
Well, it was a very very small
development
thing they had sitting there. So.
But the premise seems cool.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see how that game turns out.
Okay, and I mean that was it for the real small games.
Okay, I actually played. You guys didn't, but I played Super Meat Boy Forever.
Yeah.
My impressions on that game are a little bit iffy to start with.
Did you play the first Super Meat Boy?
I did. Yeah, I played like 80 hours of that game. Okay. So I played the first Super Meat Boy pretty thoroughly. This game is not like the first Super Meat Boy, in that it's still a platformer game, but you're not really. It's kind of an on rails game. So Super Meat Boy is like always moving, and you're not really controlling that. All you can control is when he jumps, and like how fast he's going. So you can kind of like time it so that you stall before you jump again. But it was kind of weird, the movements. Like you can jump, and then if you do like a double jump thing, he like throws his fist out, and so you can kind of punch enemies that you see if you time it right. So you're just trying to do the timing right to get through the level. But it's still a lot of the same stuff. You're dodging spinning saws, and it seems like it's pretty hard, and you just slowly learn your way through the levels, memorize how to beat each level as you go through it. It looked like there was a light world and a dark world, like the first Super Meat Boy game. So a lot of similarities there. But I don't know, I wasn't really comfortable with those controls the way when I played it. So we'll see. I'll probably still check it out when it comes out. Well, we'll see. I know that there were like 2 guys that developed the first Super Meat Boy game, and one of them, they had kind of a split, and so only one of those guys, the original Super Meat Boy developers, continued with Super Meat Boy Forever, and not the other one, not the guy that did the Binding of Isaac and stuff.
Okay.
So.
Well, can I talk about? I don't want to take the game that you want to talk about, but we're jumping into the games that other games we played.
Well, I was about to jump in though.
The one I'm gonna keep that for you, but I want to talk about 2 games that are kind of like my umbrella of knowledge. So those are kind of games that we were kind of like doing, like in the beginning of the day. It was jam-packed. A lot of stuff was going on. But we did get our hands, Eric and I did. Scott, unfortunately, did not, due to some bullshit that happened, where we thought we were going to go to a meeting that
this isn't the game I was going to go into, but...
Yeah, no, I know. It's like,
this isn't the one I was going to go
right,
into.
exactly. That's why I want to do this first, really quick.
Okay.
So some bullshit happened. We were going to run to a meeting, and then Scott got out of line for the meeting, and then we went to the meeting. It was stupid, and then Scott couldn't get back in line for it, so we had to leave. But we got our hands on Days Gone demos. Eric and I both did. I think we both agreed that the game looks pretty good. We did the Horde mode, and we did kind of like a side quest mission. I'm not sure it was a main quest. Still, I'm optimistic about it. The gunplay seems okay, but I don't think I learned a lot from the demo besides that it just looks pretty much what people have been saying, that it kind of feels like and looks like a normal RPG, open world RPG that isn't really revolutionizing anything, just basically everything that we've seen so far in games, it's pretty much that. So, but we didn't get anything story heavy with that. But it looked good. It looked good. And then we also, all three of us played a little bit of Dreams.
Yes.
And there was some media molecule levels created by the creators, and also some user content that was uploaded. And we played that for about 20 minutes, and we had some fun doing that, but the demo wasn't nothing for like the creation engine. Like, we couldn't create anything, we just play different levels. But it looked fun. It looked like you could, there's a lot of content that's going to be created for it. And the media molecule was actually there creating some different levels as well. So, all in all, Dreams got an early access release date of April 16th for the creative mode. So if you buy the game April 16th for $30, you get the game, whether it's going to be $60 down the line or $30.
Yeah. So I don't know, real quick, which game, because we played 3 different of the games on Dreams, which one did you find the most interesting?
Probably the one I was playing, the puzzle game.
Yeah, I thought that one was very interesting as well. Eric, which one?
Well, I didn't really like the exploration one, on the moon, but we didn't get too far into that. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a journey sort of game, but they only had like a short little level where you walk from point A to point B. Yeah. So that one was kind of boring, but the one Brett played, that was cool. Brett was struggling a little bit trying to figure out how to get some of that stuff. Dude! We figured it out.
You impressive fucking woman.
And then, what was the third one?
It was like a platformer. It was a platformer that I played. I agree with Brett. The puzzle game seemed like the most interesting one that...
I mean, the thing about these games though, we played all the user created ones, so these ones were ones that were made in like a week when they had that open.
Well, they had the creative
early access or whatever. So, I mean, that's just a week's time that they had to develop these games, so they could.
That game, like we talked about before, that game looks so ambitious, and I think it's gonna blow people's expectations out of the water. Yeah. It's so there's like an infinite amount of replayability for this game of how many. This depends on people creating stuff, and I think Dreams, even though we only saw a little bit of it, we didn't get into any of the creation tools or anything like that. But the levels so far look pretty fun to play with the user content. And then Eric, is one of the things to say more about Days Gone, but I think it was what we expected it to be as a demo. Didn't really get into it. We only had about 10 minutes.
The shitty thing about playing the demo, I think it was a 15-minute demo, but they had like 2 different modes, and you had to kind of load in, which took like a minute, but for each, and like the Horde mode, I was struggling with that. Like I could not get past that Horde, just because I think I was trying to rush, because it was only a 15-minute demo, and it seemed pretty tough trying to kill those Hordes, which they've been saying it will be, and then the story mode, I didn't get much into that, just because I couldn't figure out how to get into the garage. We were supposed to get into some garage thing, and I just couldn't figure out how to get in the garage. And I'm like, time's ticking, so I'm like, I need to check out the Horde mode.
Yeah, so I did the same thing because they provided you platinum wired headphones. Yeah. But it was really hard to hear anything, so we kind of missed out on probably some story detail on how to Yeah,
because I think the guy was trying to give you instructions into your headphones, and I could not hear what he was saying, so that kind of probably didn't help the fact that I couldn't figure out how to get in the garage.
So that was a PlayStation game. They had MLB The Show. They had
Control.
They controlled Crash, but we didn't get an opportunity to play those games.
Yeah.
And I think next time if we did go to one, we're gonna go for 2 days. I think that's the best thing to do.
I think so.
But yeah, that was the PlayStation section.
And then also one last thing about Dreams that early access. That's what, April 15th.
16th. I already talk about that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
April 16th. It has to be bought digitally for $30.
And then you get the whole game. Okay.
Yeah.
And then another game we checked out. All three of us checked this game out. Was Biomutant.
Yeah.
Yep.
THQ Nordic.
Yeah,
Right.
they're publishing it. I think Evolution 101 or Experiment 101 or one. I think that's the studio's producing it or developing it. Let me double check on that. But go ahead, Eric.
But yeah, that was probably my favorite game in the whole show was Biomutant because it was just a quirky little action adventure game.
Experiment 101.
Okay.
Let's make it up.
And then it was just a cool little action game where you were like this little, I don't even know what it is, like a raccoon, I guess.
Yeah, it's a raccoon.
But it started off and you were able to like, customize your raccoon. They had a lot of customization options. I didn't really go into it.
You couldn't. You really couldn't. You were missed the whole time.
Yeah, that's
because
what
I probably could have sat there because the demo was 15 minutes. I probably could have sat there for 15 minutes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Customize it, my guy. And I think you can customize like his attributes and his
I think
appearance.
I think everything you can customize affects
Yeah.
your
the
raccoons
attributes.
is like attributes.
And I really like that because it makes it feel like an RPG.
Yeah.
game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But there's like so many options on like as far as you can make them look and all that.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I just kind of skipped through that because I didn't want to waste my 15-minute demo.
Yeah.
But then I jumped right into the game and basically it's just a little action like half fighting, half shooting game. It's third person and it's just kind of like auto locks when you're shooting and you can punch the guys and you get like some kind of special thing where you can really start punching the guys real good and then
And then you get a bubble.
there's all kinds of different things you can get like unlocked throughout the game because obviously we only got 15 minutes to play it, but like you got like this little bubble thing where you bounce from point A to point B, try to get over like these huge gaps, stuff like that. I did get to the end of the demo and there was a mech, of course, that you get into, and right as I got into the mech, the demo ended. So I'm excited to check that game out for sure. That was
now, for the
a fun
record,
game. It kind of reminded me of like a Batman sort of, you know, the combat.
That's what I was gonna say. It kind of reminds me of Devil May Cry 5 with like, it doesn't have like the combos where it grades you like on how good your combos are, but it had that same kind of like very fluid like combat style.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the record, I've been hyped about this game for the past 2 years. So you guys weren't really that familiar with.
Oh yeah.
But then playing it, you guys even looking at like
Oh,
just the game itself before we even got into controls, you guys started getting more
I was
hyped about it.
blown away.
And
with
Eric
what
said
I
that was probably his
playing.
favorite game of the show.
Yeah, me too.
So Scott, you too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was definitely
It was definitely fun, and I think that game's coming out this year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So watch that out. Who's going to draft on the game? You know, fantasy fancy draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been hyped about that game for the past 2 years. I'm buying that day one, so looks really good. Did we play anything else?
What other big games?
Well, we talked about Borderlands 3, but I want to say that for the end.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I mean, Nintendo had Yoshi's Crafted World that came out.
we unfortunately didn't get the Nintendo's line just because it was capped the entire time.
It was capped the entire time.
So was PlayStation, but luckily,
we knew some people.
Finagle our way in.
We talked to some of the PlayStation higher ups, and they let us get into
That's
the
right.
voice.
Yeah.
So
Luckily,
Start
let us sneak in
taking
there, so.
games.
they saw the shirts. They were like, "Wow, these guys are pretty cool."
Yeah.
But they won't give us any.
Kind of a big deal.
They won't give us any review copies though yet. So we're working on it. We're in touch with PlayStation.
That's right.
But yeah, we got to the line. You know,
Yes.
and Scott got out.
But there's a lot of games that seem like they were early in development. Like I jumped on a couple of games like real quick, and the controls were so bad that because it was so early in development, you could just tell by playing some of these games. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was all our.
Games.
We were only there for 8 hours. Well, not even like 7 hours.
Yeah,
So,
because we left before it was officially ended.
Plus we went to that show.
The meeting,
And that was like an hour.
It was like
we
a
spent on that.
YouTube streaming show, like supposed to be like tips on that, but
it was
like,
not. It was not what we expected.
Yeah.
So we kind of lost out on a whole half hour, and then we ate, and we're kind of
yeah.
just
We thought about pulling our GoPros and doing something, but we were busy. We had places.
Yeah, we had places to be. People
like
to
we
meet.
said, we were so rushed, and if we had 2 days to spend, we definitely would have gotten to more of that.
It
was cool seeing a lot of the cosplayers and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that
the cosplayers were fun.
Yeah.
Like you had like Spider-Man people, you had Overwatch characters. You had there's a guy in a Bowser outfit who had like what do you call it? Yeah, he had like a Chain Chomp Morningstar.
Overwatch was by far the most popular cosplay.
There was a lot of.
And so I saw some Persona 5 characters too.
Persona 5 had.
Yeah.
There's a few of them, but probably at least half of the cosplayers were Overwatch.
It was at least. It met my expectations. I was telling you guys, I thought it was really busy for a Friday, but it's a big event on the East Coast, so but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wish I would have saw the Todd Howard thing though, but
yeah. Really quick, just update you on the fantasy draft. Sorry to change topics, but Yoshi's Crafted World came out. It's sitting at an 80 right now.
So it's a fuck you, Jared, for taking back your comment, but you lost 10 points, motherfucker.
And then MLB The Show came out. That's sitting at an 85.
Only because I think it only has one review,
really,
and because we should not have allowed that game to be picked.
Yeah.
Because I mean, who would have thought when I got one review, but it is what it is.
We need to put out a taking games review for it and give them like a 0. Just
interview to Jared. Like, what are you trying to say? Okay.
So yeah.
So really quickly before we wrap it up, Borderlands 3 got announced on Thursday. Officially, Randy Pitchford was in town, and they had a pretty cringy conference with Randy doing his magic tricks. Randy loves doing magic. That's kind of like his thing. What I saw was that during the live stream, the PAX East staff couldn't get this video playing. I guess they were using Windows Media Player to play this 4K trailer. They couldn't even use it. Like, I don't even know why they didn't even use VLC. But I heard it was like stuttering, it was lagging. They had tried like multiple times to get it. And you could tell Randy who's like in charge of Gearbox, the development studio. He was not happy with it. He was kind of getting irritated.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't watch the actual live stream. I did see the trailer, but we were driving into Boston still, so I was kind of trying to drive and listen. But yeah,
so let's go.
I'll let you speak more on it because you know more.
Yeah, really quickly on Borderlands. Borderlands, the first game, is getting the Game of the Year edition remastered, and that's coming out on Wednesday, April 3rd, to current consoles. And you can only buy that at GameStop. I am not sure if you can buy that on the Xbox store and the PlayStation store, but what I saw is you can only buy it at GameStop physical. Not sure about digital though. Also, I read that there's a tabletop game coming out for Borderlands. Mm-hmm. Not my thing, but Scott like tabletop games. So you check out. And I believe Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, so the whole Handsome Jack collection is getting upscaled to 4K for people who have a Pro or Xbox One X and a 4K TV. So that's going to be kind of like, introduced into 4K. Mm-hmm. And then, so then we got our first first trailer for Borderlands 3 and some new Vault Hunters and, they said more info will be coming out on April 3rd as well. So we don't know a release date. We don't know.
Well, somebody tweeted at him, Randy Pitchfork, and they asked him, they're like, what about a release date? He's like, incoming April 3rd or something like that. So it sounds like the release date's coming April 3rd.
I played Borderlands 1. I played Borderlands 2. So I'm excited for Borderlands 3. It's a OG loot shooter that very, smart ass like dialogue, and this is a very fun game for people who might not have played that. Fun characters, a lot of returning characters are coming back for Borderlands 3. If you played Tales from the Borderlands, that is considered canon. So there will be characters from Tales from the Borderlands, the series that was made by Telltale Games. The main character, Reese, was in the trailer for Borderlands 3, so he's going to make an appearance. I know Bond's going to be there. I'm not sure about Fiona. But, Claptrap is returning and all that. So I'm super pumped for Borderlands 3.
Yeah, I'm very much under the impression that it's probably going to get announced for this year. Anybody going to have the balls to go and pick it up before?
We'll wait April 3rd.
Well, Monday is the waiver wire, so.
Yeah. We got Borderlands 3 is going to be a possible pick. Biomutant might be a possible pick. So, but yeah, so I guess yes or no. Borderlands 3, would that be purchase for you?
No doubt.
Scott?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I played more of Borderlands 1 than 2. I never played Tales of the Borderlands.
Missing out is a good.
Let me guess, Scott, you're gonna get it for your Xbox.
Or PC.
Well, we're gonna have a PlayStation. So.
You should get it for PlayStation because I know Jared plays a lot. He loves Borderlands.
Yeah, I'll see.
If Dominic, because I mean it doesn't have PvP, so I doubt Dominic will get it. So if you want to play with us, you're more than welcome to hop on for Borderlands 3 if you change your mind. But yeah, so that was the biggest announcement on Thursday that we were driving to Boston, so we weren't at the actual or the main hall for the conference. So, but
yeah, I think it'll be cool. I mean, the trailer was like what I expected. It didn't like blow me away or anything, but it looked cool.
1 billion guns, Scott. That doesn't blow
1 billion guns.
Come on, Scott. How are you gonna get blown away if 1 billion guns doesn't blow you away? Come on.
There's a lot of guns.
Yeah, there's a lot of guns.
But yeah, other than that, Pax East, a lot of fun. I think all three of us would recommend to anybody watching if you ever get a chance to get out. That's a cool event. If you guys have a couple days to spend there, it's definitely worth going.
Yeah, I think next time if we do go, we definitely need 2 days.
Yeah,
for sure.
And we didn't even touch or check out any of the tabletop game stuff. They had all kinds of tabletop game things. They have tournaments going on. We didn't even check out or
we didn't have time
much of that.
It's not like we didn't want to. We didn't have time.
Yeah, we didn't have time to see everything. They have every board game you can imagine there that you could even purchase or. And they even had demos of those Kickstarter games you could try out. Which was really cool. We went and there's a bunch of side rooms that we just kind of walked through. They had one room where you could play. They had all the old consoles, the history of gaming. They had a Dreamcast set up there, and you could play some Dreamcast.
They had all those gaming chairs set up ever since I sat in one of those down. I'm looking at them online. I'm I need one.
Yeah, those were pretty comfortable.
That lumbar support, man. Ooh.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah,
felt good.
But yeah, I know we had a couple people that we showed our Gamecast to, and then we have a few new subscribers. If you guys like our channels, just like our videos, subscribe to our channel
for sure,
and leave
Tell
us
all
some
your
comments.
Friends.
How do you like our show?
We probably got people everywhere now.
What do you want us to talk about?
No longer only in Cleveland.
We're national now. We're national now. So you would say that you were
spread the word.
You would say that you were one of the first fans, and then we'll give you a T-shirt maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once we pass up, I think there's one guy on YouTube who's up to 97 million or something subscribers. So. Yeah, once we're up to 100 mil, then you could say you were one of the OGs.
Okay. Yep, that's right. Yeah, you stuck with us from the beginning. Thank you for that. And with that, we will see you guys next weekend.
Later.